The prices in the snack bar are increasing.
This week on TCSN, our baseball season preview.
And be sure to check out my review of Deadpool, as well as the Season 2 premiere of Better Call Saul.
Senior Bowman Wells is pursuing a career in acting. All this and more on All New TigerCast News, February 19th, 2016.
From Eye of the Tiger, this is TigerCast News. Broadcasting from Studio 403 at Roseville High School.
Good morning and welcome to an all-new TigerCast News. I'm Brandon Del Rosario.
And I'm Jeff Rio.
This season, the snack bar has seen slight increases in prices for food. For more information, we go to Preston Walter.
Items of the snack bar have recently increased in price from 50 cents to $1. The snack bar is currently the largest fundraiser for athletic boosters, which benefits all athletic teams. Brian Mariano shared his perspectives on how the increase will affect the sports programs.
People come to the games to focus on the sporting event they're here to watch. They're not really here necessarily to buy food products from the snack bar, but I mean, if people are hungry, they're going to want to buy their food at a cheaper price because they already paid for their ticket into the game. So I think if the food for the snack bar was a little cheaper, it could have a greater impact on the attendance, maybe bring more people out.
Booster Club member Sarah Porter reported to us through email that the products we purchase are also of a higher quality because we want people to return. For example, the hot dogs we purchase are 100% all beef franks rather than the blended items. Our hamburgers are sirloin instead of the 20% fat patties that would be cheaper. And the fries we purchase are most like the ones found at fast food restaurants. Still, Junior Colton Boriak noticed customers being turned off.
I did see some customers not too happy about the prices for the smart waters were like $3, and a lot of people just kind of walked away and didn't get anything after they heard the increase of how much it cost.
For more information on the story, check out Brian Nuevo's opinion article in next week's edition of the newspaper.
On the weekend of February 6th, the academic decathlon team won its fourth straight Placer County competition. This time, however, it came down to the wire. The Tigers prevailed by just 400 points and needed a late rally to secure the win.
It was actually incredibly close, so we only won by about 400 points. And usually it's our rivals are Western Sierra, and so it was so close. So we usually a lot of times we'll win by default, but this time we actually had someone to compete against, and so that was really cool. And the fact that we actually won through our hard work and not just by default was a lot more rewarding.
The team will now compete in the state championship meet on March 18th, 19th, and 20th.
We now go to Josh Carson with sports.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of TCSN. I'm Josh Carson. After winning it all last year, the varsity baseball team lost half their team due to graduation. But with a strong core coming in, they look to go all the way again this year. We go to Jason Russell with the story.
Last year, the Roseville boys baseball team not only were CVC champions, but also section champions. However, that team was led by a skilled group of 16 seniors. But now, instead of a large group of seniors leading the way, this year's team will only consist of 7 seniors. Head coach Lance Fisher understands fully how important they will be for the team.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of our returners were a big part of what we did last year. I'd say 5 out of the 7 were a real big part. So having those 5 back is big. It's harder having a younger team, especially when they go from JV to varsity. It's a big jump. So there's a lot of work to be done to get us, where we want to be and all that. So we just have to continue getting better, and as the season goes, even all year. If we don't get better as the season goes on, then it's just gonna make it more difficult. But there's a lot of potential. We have some good players, and so as the game slows down for them a little bit, once we start playing and stuff, I think we should be all right.
One of the returning seniors, Andrew Hansen, believes that his past experiences, as well as others, should really pay off when it comes to helping the team.
I mean, last year it was mostly, we had a lot of juniors that, took part in the winning. So I think we just got to take it game by game, and we'll see. There's no way in telling now.
Last year's baseball team was extremely deep in terms of their talent offensively and defensively. Despite losing a large portion of that championship group, Fisher believes that even though they may have a few lapses, this year's team could be as good as ever.
I don't think so. I mean, I think right now our defense is as good as any defense we've had. We lost a lot of offense, I know that, so we won't know what our offense really is until we start facing other teams and doing that stuff. But like I said, I think potentially we can be good if our offense is there. That'll help a lot. I know we can pitch a little bit. We got a couple guys back, that are seniors this year, were juniors last year. They were starters for us last year, so we have that experience there. And then, our kind of third, fourth, fifth pitchers are kind of what we got to figure out right now. But yeah, I mean, we lost a lot, but we also, I feel, have a lot back. And I feel we have a lot of good juniors that can hopefully step in and, fill those voids.
Only time will tell what the season will look like for the varsity boys baseball team this year. On another note, the varsity girls basketball team is the first basketball team at Roseville High School to make the playoffs since the 2013 boys team, and they'll play their playoff game soon. Now over to Austin Collins with entertainment.
Thanks, Josh. Deadpool was released last Friday. The proper film adaptation of the beloved Merc with a Mouth from Marvel Comics is finally upon us, and it is wildly inappropriate. I mean, that's really the point. Deadpool is known for his witty, albeit suggestive humor and intense violence, and Ryan Reynolds did an amazing job of conveying that dark, over-the-top humor as Deadpool, not that weird Frankenstein sword hand thing from X-Men Origins Wolverine. I guess I just wasn't ready for what an accurate adaptation of this character would entail. With that being said, this movie does have all the fourth wall breaks and meta humor one would expect from a Deadpool movie, as well as an abundance of shockingly grotesque violence. This film is not for the faint of heart. However, if you're looking for a departure from the politically correct, cookie-cutter superhero flick, then Deadpool is your movie. For all of these reasons, I'm giving Deadpool 4 out of 5 stars. The second season of Breaking Bad spin-off Better Call Saul premiered this Monday on AMC. This season seems to take the darkly humorous approach that was so successful for the first season. Bob Odenkirk does an amazing job as Saul Goodman. Vince Gilligan is an incredible storyteller, as fans of Breaking Bad would know, and is able to turn this petty side character from Breaking Bad into the star of one of my favorite shows on TV right now. This is why I'm giving Better Call Saul 5 out of 5 stars. We now go back to more news.
A student is planning to embark on a career in acting after high school.
Senior Bowman Wells pursues an acting career through work at Roseville High School and by seeking out other opportunities as well, including working with an independent filmmaker. His dream is to make it on the big screen.
I'm just trying to accomplish, having my name go out there, basically. I want to be a big actor.
He hopes to take acting classes after high school.
Plans are just to look at, local colleges, like probably Folsom Lake College, because they have a pretty good drama program. So I want to go do that and then maybe eventually go to an art school.
Bowman Wells draws inspiration from his father.
I watched movies a lot with my dad, and he would always introduce me to new movies or older movies that I would be interested in, and it just made me think of that's something I want to do, is be in the movie industry.
Bowman credits the RHS program with really helping him improve.
So to take drama, it's a really big help, and you understand everything about acting, and also inspired not to give up, because you're not going to get every part, and you're not going to do good in every audition. So just don't give up and just keep doing it.
Drama teacher Mrs. White believes Bowman has what it takes to become a successful actor.
The talent aspect. He has, this ability to be a great ensemble member, that kindness, that comfort, but he also is willing to work hard, and he's determined to do well.
Bowman looks forward to his future acting career. Waters Club hosted a tournament on February 6th. The tournament was a definite success, but also had a few bumps in the road. Kevin Carlson discusses the future plans for the RHS Robotics Club and hosting events.
The RHS Robotics team will most likely host one tournament every year. We expect to host only about 16 teams, which is the standard size of a qualifying tournament. Next year we plan to just do one 16-team qualifying tournament,
and we're hoping to do it at Roseville High School this time.
If you're interested in a future involving robotics, be sure to join the Robotics Club so you can improve your skills in robotics.
A teacher from RHS has a passion for writing with 3 books that are already published and aspirations to write more. Here's a story of an author at RHS in her own words.
I started writing when I was a little girl. I used to use index cards and write little stories on them, staple them together, illustrate them, all of that. And just loved writing. And so then when I was in high school, I had a teacher, Mr. Burke, who said, hey, let's write a short story. So I went home and I wrote 7 pages single-spaced in that night. And I went back to school the next day and he said, yeah, this wasn't due for 2 more weeks. Thanks, Hanley. So then in college, I started taking a lot of English classes and decided that I wanted to major in English and started leaning towards all of the writing classes. And I just loved the process. It was energizing. It was like lighting a fire inside of me saying, oh my gosh, you can do this thing, that's amazing. And so I just started writing stories, and it really helped me grow into an adult because it allowed me to process through challenging times, through relationship issues, friend issues, family issues, and I could put it on paper and turn it into anything I wanted it to be. If something was going poorly in real life, I could turn it around and make it into flowers in a fantasy life. So it was neat. It was a neat process. Author, I think it was like 8 years ago in Arizona, his name was David. Anyway, he was the author of The Telling Pool, and he did a book talk for my school, and afterwards I went up to him and I said, oh, hi, I've always wanted to write a book. And he said, well, there's 2 different types of authors. There's the authors that talk about it, or writers who talk about it, and writers who actually do it. And for me, it struck a chord because I had talked about it and thought, well, I should probably do it now. Because you can only talk about something for so long until it just doesn't exist. And so I went home and I wrote a book. Not in one night, it took some time, but I did. I wrote a book and it was garbage and I threw it away. And then a couple years later, I wrote another book, and that one I really loved. All of my books are on Amazon, or 3 of my books are on Amazon. I would love to be in Barnes & Noble or Target or any of the booksellers or the brick and mortars, but it is a long process and it is extremely challenging. I just like writing. I want to have my words out there, but I'm not in it to be rich and famous.
Her books are available on Amazon, starting for about $1 to $2.
That's it for us today on TigerCast News.
Remember, we're always on at eyeofthetigernews.com, and be sure to get a copy of Eye of the Tiger on Monday. See you next time.